Hi everyone, today we're going to start 3.5, which is write and graph equations of line. And our goal is to find equations of lines. We're going to start off with some special lines. So we're going to first start with a horizontal line. Remember, a horizontal line goes from left to right. So if I draw a line like this, from left to right, I have a horizontal line. Now let's talk about how to write an equation for this line. So let's look at some points here. If I look at this coordinate here, this would be 4, 4. How about this coordinate here? Well, that would be 0, 4. And then finally, let's look at this coordinate. I'm just picking random ones. This would be -8, 4. What do you notice in common about all three of these coordinates? Do their x values match or do their y values match? Well, we notice that the y values are always 4. So what do you think if I go all the way down here to 20, what do you think that y value is going to be? It's going to be 4. So noticing that all the y's are 4, that's going to help us come up with our equation, that this is the equation y is equal to 4. Our y value will always equal 4, no matter what part of the line you're looking at. Vertical. Vertical lines, they go up to down or down to up, doesn't matter. So they're up and down. So let's look at a line here. I'll do a vertical line here for you. So once again, let's find some key points. So I'm going to look at this point here, which is going to be 4, 4. How about this point here, which is 4, 0. And then I'll do this point here, which is 4, -8. Similar to the last problem, which coordinate has a pattern? Well, we notice the x. All of our x's are 4. So the equation for vertical lines are going to be x equals, and in this case, it's going to be x equals 4. All right, so let's practice graphing these. So graph y is equal to 5. I'm going to go look at the y-axis, go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then since this is y, I know I have a horizontal line, so it's going to go this way. For the graph x is equal to -3, I want to go to the x-axis, go to -3. X equals is a vertical line, so I'm going to go up and down. And I'm done. Slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form you learned in Algebra 1. Slope-intercept form is y is equal to mx plus b, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. All right, so we have the equation y is equal to mx plus b, and we are going to then graph this. So let's first look at our equation, slope-intercept form, and look at our key information here. So first, we know that the slope is equal to 2 from our equation. We also see that the y-intercept is 1. When I want to graph this, the first thing I want to graph is my y-intercept. Remember, the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So in our case, since the y-intercept is 1, it crosses the y-axis at 1. So I'm going to draw a coordinate here, 0, 1. Now I'm going to use my slope. Remember, slope is rise over run. So since my slope is 2, that means I'm going to go up 2 over 1. So I'm going to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Now that's enough points, and I'm just going to draw my line. And that would be the equation, or the line for the equation y is equal to 2x plus 1. All right, let's try this again. So let's find our key information here. So what is the slope, looking at my equation? Well, the slope is -3, and I see that here. How about the y-intercept? What is the y-intercept? Well, that is 4, and I see that here. So my first step is to graph the y-intercept, which would be 0, 4. And then next, I'm going to use my slope to find any other points. Since it's -3, that means I'm going down 3 over 1. So 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. And that's enough points. So I'm just going to connect this. And there is my line for y is equal to -3x plus 4. Now I don't have an equation, or I don't have a graph in front of me, but I want to write the equation of a line that goes through these 2 points. All right, so slope-intercept form is y is equal to mx plus b. I need to figure out what is my slope and what is my y-intercept. So from the previous section, we talked about slope and how to find slope. So slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So remember, looking at my 2 coordinates, I'm going to call this first coordinate x1, y1. This second coordinate x2, y2. And so let's plug the coordinates into our slope formula. All right, so that gives me 11 minus 1 divided by -2 minus 3. So let's simplify this. 11 minus 1 is equal to 10. And then -2 minus 3 is a -5. So this gives me a slope then of -2. All right, so in my slope-intercept form, I now have y is equal to -2x plus b. I need to figure out b to be able to write my equation. Well, do I have an x and y that I could plug into this equation to solve for b? And I do. I actually have 2 options. I have this coordinate here and this coordinate here. It does not matter which one you choose. I'm going to choose the first one. So 3, 1 is going to be my coordinate I use. So y is equal to 1. -2 stays as -2. My x value will then be 3. So I should have circled this. This is what I'm using, this coordinate here, x and y, plus b. All right, so let's simplify this. So 1 is equal to -2 times 3 is -6 plus b. I want to get b by itself, which means I'm going to add 6 to each side. So 7 is equal to b. And now I have all the parts. I have my slope. I have my y-intercept. Therefore, I can write out my equation. So y is equal to -2x plus 7. I'll star this because that is my equation, and I'm done. And remember, you can always double check that this equation works by plugging in your coordinates, and you better get a true solution. So since I used that first coordinate, let's actually look at the second coordinate, -2, 11. So is 11 equal to -2 times -2 plus 7? And it is. I end up getting 11 is equal to 11. So this works here, and I know my equation is correct. All right, let's try this again. Write an equation for the line that goes through these 2 points. So I'm going to call this x1, y1, x2, y2. I need to write my equation in slope-intercept form. Y is equal to mx plus b. Let's first start by finding our slope. I know slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Plug in what I know. So I have 6 minus 9 divided by -2 minus 4. When I simplify this, I end up getting -3 divided by -6, which that then simplifies to a positive 1/2. So now if I look at my equation, I have y is equal to 1/2 x plus b. I still need to solve for my b value. So let's plug a value in for x and y. Once again, I'll just use this first coordinate. It doesn't matter which one you use, you'll still get the same answer. but I'll use the first one. So y then is 9 for my coordinate. 1/2 times x, x is 4, plus b. 1/2 times 4, you can plug that in your calculator, and you end up getting 2 plus b. If I want to get b by itself, I need to subtract 2 from each side. So once again, 7 is equal to b. Okay, so my final equation is y is equal to 1/2 x plus 7. And I would double check this by plugging one of the coordinates in. And if you plug this coordinate into the equation, is 6 equal to 1/2 times -2 plus 7? And it is. This is equal to 6, so it works. Now I have my line graphed, and I want to write the equation for it. All right, so y is equal to mx plus b. I'm actually going to start with the y-intercept. Remember, b value is the y-intercept. Where does this line cross the y-axis? Well, it crosses right here. And what is that y value then? 4. So I know that my b value is equal to 4. Now I need to figure out what is my slope. And I could use the slope formula with these two coordinates if I wanted to. However, since this is graphed, an easier way is to see how far do I go down or up and over. So I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to write that here, down 6. And I went over 1, 2, 3. So my slope is -6 over 3, which what does that simplify to? -2. So since I have my b value, I have my m value, I can now rewrite my equation as y is equal to -2x plus 4. And remember, you do have a calculator. So you can plug this in your calculator and make sure that your calculator graph looks just like this one. So this is a very easy way to double check your answer is correct. All right, now we're going to get into a little difficult or more challenging problem. So write an equation of a line that passes through the point -1, 1 that is parallel to the line with the equation y is equal to 2x minus 3. So the first thing I see here is that my new equation that I'm going to write has to be parallel to this line. Y is equal to 2x minus 3. Remember, parallel means that our slopes are the same. So what is my slope of the equation y is equal to 2x minus 3? Well, the slope is 2, which means my slope of my new line will also be 2. So I have y is equal to 2x plus b. I need to solve for b. But remember, I can plug in an x and a y to be able to solve for this b. And those x and y's come from this coordinate right here. -1, which is x, and 1, which is y. All right, so let's plug in what we know. So y is 1. My slope is 2. My x value is -1 plus b. All right, so this becomes 1 is equal to -2 plus b. I'm going to add 2 to each side. And so 3 is equal to b. So my equation then is going to be y is equal to 2x plus 3. And remember, you can double check this, plug this back in, make sure your equation works. So y needs to equal 1. 2 times -1 plus 3. And is this equal to 1? It is, so it works. My last problem here, write an equation of a line J passing through the point 2, 3 that is perpendicular to the line K with the equation y is equal to -2x plus 2. So my first thing I see here is perpendicular. Remember, the slopes of perpendicular lines are opposite reciprocals. So what is my slope of this line here? Y is equal to -2x. Well, my slope is -2. Which means my slope for my new line has to be positive, since this one is negative. And what's the reciprocal of 2? it would be 1/2. All right, so y is equal to 1/2 x plus b. I need to solve for b. So y and x, I need to plug those in from this coordinate. So 2 is x, 3 is y. So 3 is equal to 1/2 times 2 plus b. 1/2 times 2, I can simplify that. And so 3 is equal to 1 plus b. All right. And then I'm going to subtract 1 from each side, which means 2 is equal to b. So my slope-intercept form of an equation is y is equal to 1/2 x plus 2. And then I can, double check that this is correct, which we all should be double checking by plugging this coordinate back in, just to make sure I get a true solution. So is 3 equal to 1/2 times 2 plus 2? And it is. So I know I'm correct.